Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the president visited Fort Bliss, 2 years after he marked the end of major combat operations in Iraq, and visited with victims of Hurricane Isaac. Meanwhile, the White House released its top-secret beer recipe, and the new White House app, and We the People got its 3 millionth signature. That's August 31st to September 6th, or Engage. On Friday, 2 years after his visit to Fort Bliss to mark the end of the combat mission in Iraq, the president returned to speak to the troops and discussed his commitment to our men and women in uniform as we begin to turn the page on a decade of war.
When I was here last, I made you a pledge. I said that as president, I will insist that America serves you and your families as well as you've served us. Because part of ending wars responsibly is caring for those who fought in it. For a decade, you have served under the dark cloud of war. You've endured great loss. Good men and women have given their last full measure of devotion. But we Americans are strong, and we are resilient, and we have resolve. And now we can see a light, the light of a new day on the horizon. That's because of you.
On Saturday, the White House released a behind-the-scenes look at the homebrewing process going on at the White House. Over the last few weeks, the internet has been buzzing about the White House Honey Ale and the White House Honey Porter, two of the beers brewed on the grounds. Until now, chefs have kept the recipe bottled up. But in response to an outpouring of public interest, including thousands who signed a petition on We the People, the White House's online petition platform, we decided we better hop to it and pop the top on this tightly held secret.
So we're very proud of our new tradition here, and we hope it lasts for years to come.
On Monday, the president visited St. John the Baptist Parish in Louisiana to take in the damage from Hurricane Isaac and meet with officials responding to the disaster. The president highlighted the extraordinary work done by local first responders who worked around the clock to rescue residents stranded by high water.
Some of the folks that we just walked by literally had to be saved by boat. They were in their homes, trapped. The waters came in so quickly, but because of the great work of law enforcement, National Guard, Coast Guard, making sure that folks were out in rescue mode rapidly, even in some cases at risk to their own lives, no lives were lost.
Over the past 2 years, the number of people visiting whitehouse.gov on their mobile devices has tripled. So on Tuesday, in order to meet this growing demand, the White House relaunched an entirely new White House app. Now, it's even easier to see what's going on at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and you never have to miss an episode of a certain weekly video series ever again.
Directly from the Obama administration in the White House blog and the briefing room. Receive alerts when speeches, press briefings, and other special events are about to take place, then watch them live. You can download the official White House app on iPhone, iPad, or Android devices from the App Store and Google Play.
Later, the folks at whitehouse.gov announced another milestone. We the People has crossed the 3 million signature threshold. This tool offers a powerful and simple way to petition the Obama White House on a range of issues. If a petition gathers enough signatures, policy officials review it and publish an official response from the White House. It's the easiest way to make your voice heard, and you can check it out at whitehouse.gov/wethepeople. On Wednesday, the White House hosted a special session of office hours on Twitter with White House curator Bill Allman. He then took us over to the East Room to show us one of the pieces he'd spoken about in an installment of Catching Up with the Curator.
In the southeast corner is a great portrait of President Theodore Roosevelt. It was painted in 1903 by John Singer Sargent here at the White House. The story goes that Teddy Roosevelt was so busy all the time that he didn't have time to pose for his portrait, and he came bounding down the staircase one day, and the artist was working, and the artist said, "Mr. President, when will you let me paint your portrait?" And he said, "Paint me right now." And he put his hand up on the newel post and was painted on the staircase. It's believed to be a true story, except that that newel post doesn't show in any photograph of any White House staircase, and so it may have been an artistic license to paint it the way the artist did. Theodore Roosevelt was very active with the renovation of the White House in 1902, and this room had no carpets at that time and was a great favorite of the Roosevelt children. They were known to roller skate on the beautiful parquet floor in the room. Theodore Roosevelt also used the room for judo demonstrations and boxing matches and a variety of things. And today it's used for bill signings and press conferences and swearing-in ceremonies and anything else that needs to happen.
To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
Perfect. All right. I'm the master.
It's
I'm the
a
master
tweet.
tweeter.
There's 0 characters left. That's the perfect tweet.
That's the perfect tweet.
perfect tweet.
What's it called?
A twoosh.
A twoosh.
A Twitter swoosh.
I twooshed.